Thank you for calling. Please leave a message. Today on the Atheist Viewpoint, fun, Fundy feedback on the World Trade Center cross. Hello and welcome to Atheist Viewpoint. I'm David Silverman, President of American Atheists.
And I'm Dennis Horvitz.
And I'm Ron Barrier.
And thank you both for coming back on the show and doing a show today. We're going to have fun with Fundy feedback. I must tell you both that the one thing that I love most about Christianity is the whole love aspect.
Oh,
you know, when you do something that's legal and peaceful and patriotic, what I love most of all is when the Christians come up to you and say, oh, you know, this is all about equality. This is all about turning the other cheek. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I just love that so much.
We don't hate atheists. We love atheists.
Oh, we get that so much. So today, we figured we'd take a little bit of time to talk about some of the feedback that we're getting from our World Trade Center cross. Right. It's the cross suit that we talked about in the last episode is all about atheist equality. If they're going to put the Christian cross on public land with public money in a public shrine, right, they're going to acknowledge the atheists too. They're going to give us equal representation. No. The separation of church and state requires all or nothing, Ron. Yes, it does. The separation of church and state requires all or nothing.
I realize that. But from day one, this ground zero pit has been inundated. Just quick anecdote, okay? I was there. I witnessed the attacks. I was 2 blocks away. I saw the second plane hit the second tower. When those towers came down, there was so much debris that cluttered up the streets, okay, that we were trapped in our office building. We had to go down to the basement of our office building, and we waited for 3.5 to 4 hours. And then the fire department came by and let us get out, but we had to soak towels and put them around our heads because of all the debris and dust that was still in the air. This is hours, okay? So, of course, the government cordoned off the area. And as time went on, that cordoned area became smaller and smaller until a cleanup was done, and everything was now concentrated in the World Trade Center pit. Mm-hmm. They put the fences up. As soon as Church Street was opened up and Broadway was opened up right around where those towers used to be, Christian groups from around the country swarmed that area with prayer booths, selling literature, literally running after people to try and get you to convert. So they were using this tragedy right away, immediately, to exploit it for their own selfish purposes.
Trying to own the experience.
Right. It had nothing to do with any charity or any concern or they wanted to share your grief with you. This was about exploiting a tragedy for their own selfish gain. And I witnessed it. I spoke to them. I was there. And no one complained about this cross when it was moved to the church property, and it was fine. And I still continued to work downtown, and the cross was there, of course, with a bowl and a sign for contribution. So for the last 10 years, all right, they've been making money off this thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
How much money? You have any idea?
I would have no idea because they don't have to report that.
Oh, right. They don't have to
report
that.
They're a religious organization. So they don't have to report this. So you've had 10 years, plus the fact that the construction worker who originally decided that this piece of rubbish was a cross, all right, he started his own website to sell replicas at $75 a piece for these to help the orphans. No one is asking him to account for that money. There were no orphans. Where'd all this money go?
Yeah. You know what? That's a darn good question. In fact, they're still selling crosses.
They're still selling crosses under the auspices of the New York Fire Department.
Check out this webpage from the New York Fire Department. Linked, and let's go to the top. And Todd, if you can scroll to the very top of this page, you'll see that these crosses. Can you scroll all the way up, Todd?
It's I believe it's nyfirezone.org.
Yeah, this is something. These are the 9/11 crosses.
Right.
You can buy them. They're only $75 a piece. Look at the bottom.
Oh,
all
that's the cheap ones. They have up to $250 each.
All crosses are blessed at Trinity Church.
Yes.
And this is on a public
right.
on a public fire department's website. I'm pretty sure that's wrong too.
I mean,
you know?
they're pretty much saying.
Oh, they're $95 a piece.
Oh no, they have $250 ones in the sterling silver.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That must
Now,
be wonderfully
I was there.
Profitable.
Now it says here the cross of this ground zero necklace is dedicated to all those who witnessed and suffered. All right, I witnessed and suffered. Number two, it is our hope that people will find solace and comfort while wearing the special cross. No, I don't get solace and comfort from trinkets made from rubbish.
Well, it's not made from rubbish.
Well, representing rubbish of a tragic event that killed over 3,300 people. And I'm talking about, they never consider the people at the planes either.
Well, I know.
It's always the 3,000 at the World Trade Center.
Or the people who died afterwards.
Yes. But remember, there was like 500 or 600 people more in the trade. But the thing is, since day one, they have Christianized this cross, they have Christianized the event, and they have tried to create an us versus them mentality of Christianity triumphing over Islam.
Yes.
Right.
And they're trying to own the World Trade Center.
Yes.
And they're trying to inject themselves in the World Trade Center using this very cross.
To own the event.
So let's get to the subject of today's event, because when we filed this lawsuit, which demands nothing more than equal representation for atheists, we got feedback. And today we're going to bring you some of the voicemails from some of the feedback. So Todd, can we get the first voicemail, please?
It's because of you people that the morale in this country has gone straight downhill. If you don't like being an American under God, then get out of our country.
Isn't that great? Christian love. It sounds like Archie Bunker.
Sounds like you live in North Korea, and they say if you don't like North Korea, get the hell out.
Yeah, I mean, the whole concept of America is if you don't like it, you take legal steps to try and change it.
And we never said we didn't.
We're
not Americans.
Yeah.
This is frightening. It's disgusting.
There's so much more. We're going to have a little time.
Look at the signs. We say American atheists, okay? American atheists. You look at any other religious organization, they're Christian Americans, they're this Americans, they're that Americans. They put their religion first. We put our Americanism first.
Yeah.
Because in America, you are free to believe what you want or not believe what you want.
And if you don't like your freedom,
Yeah.
get out of our country.
Yeah, that's right.
Because this is our country too. And we like our freedom, and you can have your speech, and I can have mine, and you can have your representation, and we can have ours.
That's
and
right.
if you don't like that, get out of our country and go find a country where religion is restricted.
And
like Saudi Arabia, who had 16 of the 19 people who were involved on those planes.
Yeah.
Right.
Saudi.
Yeah.
Right. And can I just say this, that I absolutely support the right of these phone call people. I support their right to be faintly amusing.
Yes. Well, and let's see. Oh, there are some more.
I mean,
Todd,
stupidity is legal.
Let's hear the next
So is
one.
lying, mostly.
Let's hear the next one.
Too.
Yeah.
soon.
Hi, I would just like to tell you that you have got to
Oh, this is the one I like.
find something better to do with your time than just preach about in a world of just nothingness.
What?
Well, obviously there's positive and negative forces in the universe, and maybe there is a higher power, I don't know, but to completely deny nothing is just, it's being a douche. If someone would just, I don't know.
Oh, man.
See,
Such
this is
good stuff.
That's it. I'm converting.
This is so good,
All I
man.
know is that my experience in my life has told me.
Oh,
that
man.
Definitely.
I mean, obviously, this is
Listen,
someone who's
whatever
not
it is-
educated. All right. I mean, he's the reason why China and India and these other
Still going.
countries.
Whatever it is you're smoking, send some of it to me.
Definitely something that isn't just science, that isn't just,
Come on.
I'm
Say
like,
it.
okay, I'm like totally in touch with my reality.
isn't just
I don't know what he's doing.
E equals MC squared, that isn't just 1 plus 1 is 2, like, there's definitely
If you're not picking this up at home,
That's
consider
good.
yourself lucky.
This is
All
what-
right.
This is whatever this person is. He's a product of his school system.
Yeah, yeah. I love that guy because I think he's actually asleep when he's calling.
Well, I hope he's not an English-only proponent. That's all I know.
I mean, okay, you got to consider.
Because he hasn't figured out English either.
You got to consider that before they call us, they get all riled up. So that's this guy riled up. Imagine him mellow. Let's go next. Let's go next, Todd. Let's see what the next one is.
Hi, I'm aware that you are taking a stand against the cross at the World Trade Center, and I find that quite amusing since to my knowledge, you're not objecting to the Muslims, another faith community, building a mosque near the World Trade Center, or any remnants or icons at the World Trade Center by Muslims or any other communities of faith. So I think you're afraid of the power of the cross. And even if you don't believe, it's pretty sad because your destiny is locked in until you understand the power of the cross. So just let it be. You know, not everyone believes the way you do. And not everyone eats chocolate. Not everyone eats nuts. Not everyone eats Big Macs. So just let the cross be. It's okay. You don't have to get all up in arms about it. All right?
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
You know, obviously, this person doesn't really think of anything about their religion since they equate it with snacks.
Well, and the thing is that the amount of ignorance here, you don't care about the Muslim cross, the Muslim mosque two
Yeah,
blocks
like
away.
you're the victim here, lady.
You know.
Yeah,
You know.
but I mean, the Muslim mosque is not on public land.
That's correct.
They have
No.
the right to have a mosque anywhere. They have a
That's
right
right.
to build a church.
Just like any
Right.
Christian group has the right to do that.
That's right.
That's right. This is
and it's not a mosque, it's a cultural center, which I think is a good idea.
Well, that's beside the point.
All
My
right.
point is that this person says, all right, well, you have no problem with the mosque. Well, we don't because it's illegal. And you don't have a problem with any Muslim signs on Ground Zero. Well, there aren't any. But if we did, if there were, we would if it meant that atheists weren't acknowledged too.
Yeah.
You get that? It's not about Christianity, and it really, really isn't about the power of the cross. I love the wishful thinking, but it's not about the power of the cross. No.
You know,
However, if
it's
it was
about
a-
equality
if it
for
was
everybody.
a chocolate cross, I'd take a bite.
A
of it.
chocolate
nuts.
cross.
Yeah,
with
with
Some
nuts.
people like chocolate crosses with nuts, and some
See, when
people
people
like
make
chocolate
when people
crosses
make
with raisins.
comments like that, I feel like a mosquito at a nudist colony. I know what to do. I just don't know where to start.
Yeah. That's
I
funny.
mean, there's just
That's
so
good.
many. There's so many possibilities you can say to some idiot comment like that. You know,
It's
we don't
just
have enough
such a
show
Good
time to-
source of fun. Let's do the next one.
Do
And- and-
intelligent people call and
We had one.
Ah,
yeah.
one.
We had one.
One.
We had one very nice caller. This
Yeah.
was it. Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
morning.
This is great.
So now you guys are afraid of a frickin' sign.
Oh, pause this for a second. Can you?
Jesus
Can you?
Christ!
Okay. So
he uses the Savior's name as a curse word with everything else.
I love this.
That's beautiful.
So this is actually not about the World Trade Center cross. This is about a comment that we put in the paper saying that talking about 7 in Heaven Way, the street.
They wanted to dedicate a street sign to.
They did dedicate it.
Right.
Okay, and the New York City Atheists really protested it, and we kind of supported them. And that's what this guy's about. But I just love this guy. You know what? Let's save this guy for last, Todd. Can we save that guy for last and go on to the next one?
Bunch of Nancy's.
Yeah, I love that one so much that I want that to be the last one.
You go, girl.
Actually, my wife and I have a nice
You're a
friend
loser, you're a moron, and you're an empty human being. You're going to suffer for the way
how do you do?
think.
We're American Atheists.
Bunch of losers. You got no God in your life, you got big problems. You think you're ahead of the game with your nonsense. Shame on you, moron.
Do you think this guy's from New York?
I don't know, but you know,
Just a wannabe.
That was such a compelling argument. I almost want to run out and throw myself on my knees outside right now.
I'm going to get saved right now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm a loser, I'm a scumbag, and I'm a moron.
You know.
And
you know what's wonderful? They always use their God as a threat.
Yeah. You're going to get it.
Yes. I believe in a loving God, and He's going to kick your ass, man.
He's going to get you.
Doesn't anybody believe in a God that's a grown-up? You know?
No,
Do you ever notice?
They're all children.
I did an interview a couple of weeks ago because New York City Atheists represented. I represented New York City Atheists at the SNAP convention. We've discussed SNAP before.
Yeah.
The Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, and I had a chance to interview Tom Doyle, who I'm not going to take much time talking about it, but anyway. He happens to be, he was the Catholic priest that was commissioned by the Vatican to start investigating abuse. And he found out that it was systemic. But he and I were talking about this whole idea of supernatural beings, that they never act like adults, whether they're ghosts, whether they're fairies, whether, you know.
No, they act like childish humans.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I'm thinking just once, I'd like to see the movie where Odysseus and his crew land on the island, and the Cyclops comes out and says, do me a favor, just clean up when you're through.
Right.
You
It's
know.
all cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's all right.
Yeah. Glasses go in the red bin, papers and the perishables in the blue bin.
Okay. So
they never believe in grown-ups.
They don't. They don't believe in grown-ups because grown-ups don't have the vengeance.
Yeah,
and
right.
If there's no vengeance, there's no fear. And religion is all about fear.
And they need an enemy.
They need an enemy.
No matter
and we're
what
it.
era in human history.
And we're it. Because
they
we
need
dare
an
to
enemy.
demand equal representation. We're the enemy, or at least we're the enemy du jour. Okay, so
They call it the
I
other.
want to do the last one with that last recording. I love this guy. He's my favorite. Let's hear from Scooter.
Scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So now you guys are afraid of a frickin' sign. Jesus. You know, it's not the sign. You don't fool me. Piss and fucking. You guys are used to dealing with these nice, frail, old Christian ladies, right? Well, you got me to deal with now, Scooter. You guys are just to sit out there and piss and sign.
I'll hit you with my purse.
A fucking sign. I'll get back to you, Nancy.
Don't get her started, girlfriend, because she'll whip your ass.
I am so afraid of anybody who calls me Scooter. Have you ever been called Scooter before?
Oh, man.
I love that. I absolutely love.
These are all legit, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we didn't make these up. You know, and this is what happens. Well, this is what happens when you run an atheist organization.
If this is how their faith informs them on how to deal with people, on how to deal with, say, issues you don't agree with, then I'll have none of it.
Well, we're gonna be dealing with him now. We're used to the nice Christian ladies, but now we're gonna deal with a Christian guy apparently, and he's gonna come beat us up and call us Scooter and Nancy.
Christian ladies. Well, why
Man,
would we pick on any ladies?
For those of you who want to beat us up, you can check us out at the December Regional Atheist Meet in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, starring James Randi.
All right.
Who will be coming to our Regional Atheist Meet, and those tickets will be on sale by the time you see this. And of course, the National Convention of American Atheists has been announced. It is going to be in Washington, D.C. on March 25th and 26th. That's a Sunday and a Monday, following the Reason Rally on Saturday.
Ah, okay.
And the convention will be in the Bethesda North Maryland Marriott Hotel. Details are up on the web. Some guy named Richard Dawkins is going to be our keynote speaker.
Oh, that's nice.
Apparently, he's pretty famous and kind of smart. We will also have Brother Sam Singleton to give us a little bit of comedy. And we're going to be adding to that lineup as time goes on. So please check us out at atheist.org. Todd, what are we doing on time? Oh, we got 4 minutes. Oh, let's talk more.
It's funny that it's just funny that you bring up James Randi, because it was about 15 years ago that he exposed the phony faith healer Peter Popoff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right. And Popoff's back on the air.
Oh yeah,
doing the same junk, and people are buying into it.
People need to believe.
Wasn't he also the one who went to Benny Hinn's revival, and they had the scanner in their ears and they could hear the commands?
Yeah, that was Popoff.
That was Popoff. That's great. I mean, he had a scanner, and they heard the wireless message from the secretary telling this guy, I feel the God from Jim with cancer. Oh, I'm Jim with cancer. They found that.
They had them fill out cards when they came in, and the cards got passed to the control booth.
Where his wife was, right.
Reading, you know.
Lady in third row, red dress, suffering from.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're still on.
And the Spirit is moving me. You know, that whole thing.
I want to know how, I mean, you really have to ask, how stupid do you have to be? Okay? It's one thing to fall for a scam, and then it's another thing to fall for the same scam a second time after you've been shown that it's a scam. And that's stupid. That's stupid.
All right. And it doesn't dawn on them for 1 second that if these clowns had the ability to cure a disease, really did, why don't they go to hospitals?
Yeah. Why not?
Share your love with the hospital.
Somehow.
Walk in there and do it.
Somehow, in order to be healed, you have to have faith. Somehow, you actually have to think you're going to be healed.
By a multimillionaire in a silk suit who flies around in a private plane.
Yeah, well, that's always important.
Based on your money.
I'll tell you, and you know, I'm just thinking about it right now. After I become, after my tenure as president of American Atheists ends, I'm going to get religious, and I'm going to become a faith healer, and I'm going to make millions of dollars.
Easy. Easy. They're all out there.
I can totally do it.
Barnum was correct.
Yes. Now, fool and his money.
Yes, and the sucker is born every minute.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
And you know.
You know what? We're making fun of it.
But you better not say it, because Scooter will come and beat you up, Nancy.
You were going to say, Dennis?
Well, you know, we're making fun of it, and probably rightly so.
Oh, of course.
And rightly so. But there is a very serious and frightening side to this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is, I said at the top of the show, this is, you know, we're making fun of these callers, and they deserve to be ridiculed. But they're just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
And they represent a mentality.
And they're probably capable of working themselves up into a state to commit the very acts that they're using this cross to stand against.
That's right.
Acts of violence in the name of faith.
And
because make no mistake, this was a faith-based attack.
It was. And since this lawsuit was filed, there have been faith-based death threats made against me and Blair Scott.
Unbelievable.
There has been faith-based vandalism against Blair. The amount of faith-based hate is so palpable, and all we're asking for is equal representation. All we're asking for is for our government to obey its own law, and we're doing it through legal and nonviolent means. Right. This is what we're supposed to do.
That's the American way.
And not to generalize against everybody of faith, but certainly the people who are the nutcases that are calling us, where is their faith in God? You know, if they really trust God. That's the thing is so ironic is we as atheists don't trust their God. They don't trust their God any more than we do.
No,
That's right.
They only trust their God when he's legitimized by the state.
That's right.
Okay? Then they trust him.
That's because religion is weak, and it cannot live without the state.
No, now,
Religion
was it
cannot-
Jefferson or Franklin who said that, that only error needs the protection of government?
Only error?
Yes.
That's funny. I like
Only
that.
error needs the protection of government. The truth can stand by itself.
Right.
Well, it's obvious here that these people need the government. Christianity needs the government to keep it legitimate because it cannot stand on its own.
And we will not stand and let the cross stand in the public, in the museum at World Trade Center alone.
That's right.
If they want to put it up, if they want to keep it in there, they have to represent the atheists who died on 9/11 as well. We count, we
You know
matter, and we will not rest until it's done.
That's right.
We're
Get
going
the cross out, put a flag there, an American
there,
flag.
Or if you must have the cross there, you're going to put something there representing the atheists who died. That's the choice facing the Port Authority.
Or you
That's
can get the
choice.
$250 fire department cross.
Or you can, well,
There you go.
or whatever they're going to do, they're going to make it fair.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to make it legal, and that's why we're filing the lawsuit. That's why we did file the lawsuit. That's why we're complaining. We will not just sit back and let a public and let Christianity foist itself as the sole represented religious belief at the World Trade Center. Ain't happening. For those of you who want more information, go to our website, which is atheists.org. It's atheists.org. I'm David Silverman.
I'm Dennis Horvitz.
And I'm Ron Barrier.
And thanks for joining us again on Atheist Viewpoint, where reason reigns and reality rules.
Secularism is for grown-ups.
Right.